Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tri-State with Tiny and Katie.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tri-State, powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice, winner in the 2024 Best of the Tri-State Awards.
Our last guest today, we have Sarah Fogelsanger, nailed it that time, Dominic Johnson from the Franklin County Special Olympics, and thank you guys so much for being here with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
And you have a big event coming up on the 14th, the Polar Plunge. Let's start off and just talk about that.
It is a big fundraiser because it costs a lot of money. We don't charge athletes and their families to participate in any of the sports, but we buy equipment. We're starting our snowshoeing season, and the cost on that is like $100 a pair for snowshoes.
Wow.
So, and then there's transportation to go to events. And it's open to athletes with intellectual and developmental disabilities. These are people that wouldn't be out participating in things in the normal situations because they're out of school now, a lot of them, and they don't have anything to do. And this gives them a socialization and some exercise. We're trying to teach them to eat healthy, live a healthy lifestyle. And it's more rewarding to me than work.
And you were saying you're just getting into your winter season, and there's multiple sports that are involved in the winter season.
Yes, there are.
Walk us through some of the other ones.
Bowling, which is a big event. The athletes really love that. We're doing snowshoeing. We're doing floorball, which is a lot like floor hockey. And those are the three main ones we're doing right now. And then from there we'll go to, we have a bowling invitational. Like we're divided into regions, and we'll do regional invitationals for bowling. We just did one for bocce, which is a fall sport, and we have all kinds of sports all year long. There's basketball, there's in the summertime, there's swimming, there's long distance walking in the fall, track and field in the summertime. We keep our athletes busy.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
And would you say that the Polar Plunge that you have coming up is one of your biggest fundraisers of the year?
Yes, it is.
So we want to make sure that we really get the word out about that,
Yes.
because I can imagine that the equipment for the sports are not cheap.
No,
it's expensive.
it's not. And like I said, we don't charge the athletes. It's free to anybody with an intellectual or developmental disability.
Between the ages of
8 and 80.
8
Wow,
and 80.
okay.
Wow.
Now, when they're younger, we don't take them to overnight events or anything like that because it's just too stressful on most of them. It's not allowed for anybody under 16 to do an overnight. We do, if there is an athlete that needs special care, there is an allowance for a one-on-one that a parent or caregiver can go along to take care of them when we're away. We have athletes that are in wheelchairs. We have athletes that are higher functioning with autism, and Dominic here does great. I mean,
Dominic,
he's a great leader.
What's your favorite sport?
I play basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're really tall. I was going to say you're a basketball player.
I've known Dominic since he was little.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Now, when I think of the Special Olympics, I think of the bigger competitions. But you were saying that some of the athletes don't always necessarily participate, but they can still go to practices.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a gentleman who just started with us about a year ago. He was coming out to watch the practices. Well, this summer he did the long distance walking practice. He came out and did the long distance walking during the summer. He walked with all the other athletes, but he didn't want to go to competition. His mom was really pushing him, and he has agreed to go to an invitational for bowling now. So I told her, I said, it just takes time. Some of the athletes, it takes longer than others to get them to go. And once they go, they really do enjoy it. I do there's a sports camp for Special Olympics. It's run through the Orthodox Church. It's out in western Pennsylvania. You can apply to go there, and then you have to have one coach for every 4 athletes. I've been going since 2014. We meet athletes from all over the state, and the money raised for this is through the Orthodox Church all over North America. We don't pay a cent to go to this. We stay for a week, and we're busy all day with sports. And it's just, there's so many opportunities, things to do with Special Olympics.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to let everybody
Yeah.
feel included and important, and still can participate in all different
Yeah.
types of sports regardless
Let's-
of your situation.
Dominic, take us through what does it mean to you to be involved with Special
It
Olympics?
means a lot. I mean, I met a lot of friends through Special Olympics, like friends from like other counties too.
Okay.
And yeah, basketball, very big part of my life.
Mhm.
So
Do you do any other sports other than basketball? Or
I
is
do. I did flag football last year,
that- Okay.
and I'm doing floorball this year as well.
Explain floorball, please.
Okay, I've only been to one practice so far.
So
This is
then you're just a little bit more advanced than I would be. So
Yeah.
take us through it.
Yeah, just like floor hockey, you know. It's like hit the ball into the net. Yeah,
Okay.
well, I'm practicing a lot on like trying to control the ball because I tend to move faster than the ball, so I tend to run past it a lot.
Do you compete? Do you compete in the bigger competitions like for basketball?
Yeah, we won states last year. So.
Wow.
They
That's,
brought home the gold.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's
And that was
incredible.
against how many different teams?
I think 4 because we made it to the top
They
division.
division them
Okay.
by
Yeah,
their
c-
abilities.
And we were in the top division. I only had 4 teams.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
great.
That's
Yeah.
and so
Yes.
basketball is really what's near and dear to you.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Very cool.
thank you.
And so obviously the Franklin County Special Olympics is something that's, really, really wonderful in the community. How can the community support you?
We can always use more volunteers. I would like to see us get involved in other sports that Special Olympics offers. Powerlifting is one that is very popular.
I've heard that.
I've had a few athletes express interest in it. I need to get a coach and a site to have the practices, and
Mhm.
this is part of the problem, is getting somewhere to have practices, because it's it takes up time, and
It's not like you're just going to go buy the squat racks and the
Yeah.
equipment.
And that
Yeah.
equipment's expensive
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So it sounds like we need a gym.
we need a gym.
Mhm.
We need a coach for them, and they will have to get clearances and stuff because you're working with people with
Sure.
special needs. And it's giving up your own time for the athletes, which I don't feel I'm giving up my time. They're giving me a lot more
Right.
than
Oh, sure.
I'm giving them.
If
So,
somebody has a child that has an intellectual disability and they were interested in becoming part of the Special Olympics, how would they get started in that process?
SpecialOlympicsPA.org is the website. Click on Become an Athlete, and it'll walk you through. We're part of the Ridge and Valley region. We just started this region.
I saw that on the map.
Yeah.
There's like the Greater Philadelphia.
Yeah, we're Ridge and Valley,
Mhm.
and then under that you'll find Franklin County, and it'll walk you through how to become an athlete. It's also on there how to become a volunteer or a coach. We'll walk you through that. Like I said, this has been the best thing I've done in my life, and I'm an old lady.
How long have you been working with?
Special Olympics?
Yeah.
Over 10 years now.
Okay.
So.
And Dominic, how long have you been playing basketball?
So I've been playing basketball since I was 8, but I started Special Olympics when I was 12, so
Okay.
roughly like 7th grade.
And
Now
how old are you?
18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you go to
You
school?
look very young, 18, buddy.
Yeah, I just graduated last year.
Good
Shipped
for
from Shippensburg.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you, buddy.
Now, I know it has Olympics in the name, but it doesn't sound like this is just an every 4-year
No,
thing. You have, like you
We
said,
have
the
competitions.
states. And
all year long, yeah.
now, does it culminate to an every so many years
There
big event?
are big events. The USA Games are in Minnesota in 2026.
Okay.
They do have World Games. We've had athletes go to World Games. We have an athlete that went to China back, I think it was in the 80s, I want to say, for golf. I personally know Loretta Claiborne, who is a international spokesperson for Special Olympics. She's traveled the world. She was she's a good friend of mine. I knew her family. I used to live in York, so she went to Russia for Special Olympics. They don't always get somebody from Franklin County to go. There are some that have been picked to go to Minnesota if they want to. They just have to fill out forms yet and stuff. So there is paperwork involved.
Of course, with everything.
Yeah. So
now, with the last few minutes that we have here, Sarah, I just want to make sure that we can talk a little bit about the polar plunge that's coming up. Where is that going to be held?
Cowan's Gap State Park.
On the 14th.
On December 14th. Registration is 10:30. First plunge is at...
First plunge?
Well, yeah, we do it in waves.
Oh, goodness.
You can be first if you want to.
Katie's she's the pro with this.
I don't know if I'd say pro. I did it last year.
Yeah.
And the polar plunge is something that I always support. I support it. It's really hard to get in that water. It's really hard.
Well, I have an alternative to doing the plunge.
Please.
You can pay $10 and do the chicken dance on the beach with me.
That is much more my speed.
Yeah, definitely.
I have
Dominic,
a chicken costume too.
Do you do the plunge?
I know. I sit back and watch.
No.
I did it last year for
I
the
have
first
arthritis.
time.
I don't think I'd get back out of the water.
It's really hard. My goal was to go all the way in and all the way under, and I got in to about my shoulders, and I was like, is anybody looking? No. All right, now I go.
I still say it was knees. I really do.
I think I just ducked down a little bit. Like, oh, yep, got to the shoulders. And now I'm
a little
done.
bit of water in the hair. Like, oh, look at me.
I got wet.
Yeah.
Much more into the chicken dance aspect of it. So that's $10 is still you can support if you don't want to do the plunge.
Yep.
Cowan's Gap on the 14th, and all the funds go to the Franklin County Special Olympics.
Yep.
Wonderful. Well, Sarah, Dominic, thank you so much for
Yes,
being here
thank you
today
very
on
much.
Let's Talk
Appreciate it.
Tri-State.
Thank
Yeah,
you
we
for
really do
having us.
appreciate it.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.